I'm just one of you guys today. Don't consider me to be anything else. I'll probably explain you how. I am 19. Let's just see how similar we are. How many of you guys have tried using your phone in the middle of night and dropped it on your faces, right on your face? I have. It's okay. It's completely all right. How many of you guys have procrastinated for hours and hours? Good. That's quite a few. That's not a lot of you. Come on, guys. You can be honest. I'm telling you, I procrastinated for hours. How many of you guys have been rejected by universities while you were getting here? Me too. I was rejected by several universities actually. I was rejected by Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Columbia, and about 15 to 20 more universities. I had a list of about 37 or something. But trust me, that was the best thing that happened to me. Quite strange, right? It seems a little strange. How was that the best thing that happened to me? I'll probably have to go a little back in time. That's all right. So at the age of 13, when I got a little uncomfortable sitting in my comfort zone, I started my first venture, which was called TechAPTO. It was an education technology consulting company. It was fairly well. It got selected out of 600 startups, made it to top 40 in India in 2013. I was also named the youngest CEO. But there's a little problem. When you're 13 and you're trying to explain to someone how education technology can be integrated, they look at you and say, "Don't you seem a little too young for this?" And that was a little task. So I settled back then and I chose to pivot and turn my business model a little different. And it's still running. It does its job. We work to develop technologies now instead of education technology. In 2015, I was coming back from a regular class and I saw a dozen tires piled by the side of a road. 200 meters past, exactly the same situation. And that clicked in my head that, this could use a little change. So that's when I started Tyrelesly, which is India's first environmentally compliant end-of-life tire collection service. We dispose of tires safely and we create products out of them. But Tyrelesly got a lot of success and it was considered by the United Nations as part of a Youth Solutions report, as a part of COP24 in Marrakesh and a lot of other places. But that still led me to a point where I had to settle for smaller growth impact and smaller frameworks because the sentiment hasn't been that large as yet, and I settled again. Then I always intended to study in a liberal arts environment, but like I said, I was rejected. So that's when this is back about 2 years ago when I was trying to apply to colleges, because it was actually my father's dream since he was a kid that he wanted to send me out to study overseas. And I had a lot of respect for what he wanted. But when I applied, obviously it didn't go out well, and I had to choose to do a little different program, but I settled again. And moving a little ahead, I applied, when I moved to the UK 2 years ago, I started working on a business there, and permissions for that were rejected again by the UK government because they felt I was too young to actually do work there. So that was a huge task as well, and I settled again, and I chose to not work there for a couple of months. After I was really inclined towards environmental design, and that's why I was doing a course in product design engineering. But I felt I had a little better fit for law, and it took me a long while and a lot of settling before I could stand up and say, law is a better fit for me. I'll probably change. So I got no consideration for that, had to settle. I've been speaking 5 minutes, and in my 5-minute rant about small problems, I have said the word settled at least half a dozen times. But that's actually nothing. That should make you consider the number of times you have actually used the word settle in your lives, talking about your lives. And It's much more. We settle every day, every day. It's just not about the couple of things you do in your life and things you're trying to achieve, your personal goals, your personal day-to-day tasks. It's much more than that. We settle every day for bad business practices. We settle every day for things that are just not working right. Things where there are several gaps, problems, which have no correct solutions yet. This one time I was in Maharashtra and I was working on a project to do with tire recycling only. And this was along when all of these things were happening in my life, that I met a farmer's family who were looking to sell off their land because the sole bread earner in the house had passed away, because farmer suicides are quite prevalent in India, and he had succumbed to anxiety issues, environmental concerns that were going far ahead, and he just couldn't take it. But that's when I realized that this is actually a very common problem in India. Mental health issues are far more than our lives. They impact so many other people in so many other countries beyond what we can even imagine. This was my breaking point. I felt completely disturbed. I had my vision disturbed. I felt everything around me was crumbling down, and I just did not know what to do. I could see so many problems, but I just had no solution. It was months and months of isolation later, came out and said, I am done settling with these business practices, with these problems, when people aren't trying to solve these things. I am done settling for this. And I was thinking different again. I wanted to do something completely new, give a completely different approach to what's happening around us, try to examine things from a different lens. And that's when I started something called the Guild of Nations. So Guild of Nations has got to do with mental health and saving lives. That's it. It's about saving lives across the world. More than anything else, it's about giving the power of saving lives in your hands, in my hands, in everyone's hands. It's about time that we stop settling for these practices and we take control of everything that's happening around us. So with Guild of Nations, what we do is, maybe in a brief 1 minute, what we do with Guild of Nations is that we help you save more lives. So you give us 30 seconds of your time, you sign up online, and we will give you a community strategy of how you can start saving lives right at home. And it's simple information about your lifestyle, about the things you're interested in, and we'll give you an impact framework on how you can start saving lives. This brings the power of change and the power of saving lives right to your hand. These are the kind of solutions that are needed for everyone to understand their value, understand that their impact is also huge. We live in a world of social linkages where everything that we do takes a toll on everybody else. More than anything else, this is part of a campaign which is got to do with 60 countries and spreading mental health awareness in 60 countries to 60 impact projects. I'll show you a short video. So it's starting March 2019 and it's got 60 countries, 365 days. We're working with the Guinness Book of World Records for this. It will be the world's fastest and largest mental health campaign ever. It's got workshops and training projects to inspire people to start making a change in their lives for people around them, saving 30,000 lives as an extension, and giving customized strategies to everyone like you and me. Our system has about 2,400,000 different impact projects for everyone to contribute to. So it's over 365 days. If all of you also want to start driving change, you could probably just log in online and guildofnations.com and we'll help you find a strategy of a way you can contribute to. more than anything else, which I realized over the last couple of years, that there is an apparent bias against young achievers. If young people like you and me start trying to do something new, we obviously get a lot of constructive feedback at times, and sometimes something less than constructive feedback about what we are doing and how that is probably not the best fit for us right now. Probably the best fit for us is, how many of you guys have heard this line? You know, you're too young, sit at home, and you got to study first. Yes, that happens quite a lot, doesn't it? There is a little there is an apparent bias for this, but we got to realize is that you and I are millennials. We have a bad reputation at times of being very rebellious and not following the right conventional paths. But that's all right. Everybody is different. Everybody's got a different space in the world. And I'll explain you how, as millennials, you can start contributing and doing something new. One thing that people don't realize yet is that profit and purpose are two things that can go completely together. We hear about social initiatives in the world that are happening, and how people are trying to improve lives, how people are trying to do some social work. What we don't realize is that to actually create that kind of impact, where hundreds and thousands of people are affected, you've got to think about incentivizing innovation. So whenever you think about doing anything in your life and working for a purpose also perhaps, you've got to realize that it can go with profit. You can make a living out of helping people, make a living out of trying to create impact for people. And that's the new approach to life we need to create the kind of impact that is needed, because the world really needs us right now. Sustainability is something which is very close to my heart. Sustainability is three pillars basically, which is environment, economics, and social work. Social or society, and it's about affecting people at all levels of the pyramid. But sustainability is something that needs a little different consideration, considering the fact that you and I, all of us, are so familiar with technology. We as millennials are better learners, better communicators, and that gives us the chance to take sustainability forward by integrating technology into it. With technology, we know how to handle data better. We know how to create an impact far better. Anything we want is on the internet. Anything we want to be exemplified and amplified can be on the internet. So we have so much control in our lives now with the internet, and sustainability is something that has been accepted to go with good governance, but it's something that needs to go with good technology as well, which we are very well equipped to take forward. What the world really needs right now, and you and I need to do right away, is that we must start being connected. Because a framework for collaboration is necessary more than ever. And this means that we can be connected by ideologies, by doing the same thing, by literally in terms of communities, but we got to start being connected. We got to start having conversations about the big problems. And trust me, all the problems that you see around you are much more than you can imagine. Because in a world of our social linkages, everything that we do, any kind of theoretical knowledge we gain, does have a practical relevance, more than ever. Anything you do sitting out here could have an impact on a person sitting 7 seats on the other side. So this is an extension of that our global system needs a balance in terms of communities, in terms of the work that is being done, in terms of our externalities, what negative impact we leave on the environment. Sometimes a community as a whole, it doesn't need to be that I need to be environmentally safe, be economically viable, and also impact the social sector. Not really. As a community, we need to do all three of these things. So this could be that you and I could complement each other and say, let me work for the environment, I'll talk about economic growth, and let's take the community forward as a whole. There's a way to look at things differently. what everybody's talking about these days is that we are living in a new era of environmental design and economical design, practical design. These things come back to the same thing, which is a design learning, a design strategy into everything is important. Because you and I see everything on the internet, everything around us, from a very creative lens these days. Everything that inspires us is usually something that has been designed really well. And it's not only design that we see, it's design that for what we use. Design in terms of how we see things, feel things, all of our senses acting on it. So any kind of thing you really want to do has to come with that relevance, with that learning, that design considerations are the basic fundamental of our lives now. And this is more than ever that all of you sitting out here, doesn't matter if you're studying engineering, you're studying law, you're studying business, anything that you're studying is connected. Because engineering comes with environmental design considerations. Business approach to that is that you see the design approach. There's a business design approach, which means that you design accordingly. You create a product according to design considerations, and so everything goes side by side, everything goes along. It's more time than ever that we realize that sectors aren't isolated. You can't say that engineering works different from business, law works different from engineering. No, it's everything together. And we, more than ever, are people who want to do everything on our own. Sometimes we want to start as early as possible. We want to start doing our own thing. But doing your own thing doesn't mean that you've got to start running your own business. You've got to start solving a problem. It can be, if you're in the university, it could be starting to solve problems around you, trying to take up projects, trying to start initiatives around you. If you are working for somebody right now, you can be an entrepreneur in the business for someone else. You can lead your own project. This is the new kind of approach that needs to come in, that to be an entrepreneur, you don't actually need to start a business. An entrepreneur is anyone who does something on his own and takes up control of things around him, putting up resources together to take it forward. It doesn't need to be that you start your own business. You can be an intrapreneur, which is working for a company but acting as an entrepreneur. So, like I was talking about problems, my day is usually that I step out of the house looking for a problem every day. One problem every day. And trust me, it doesn't mean that I'm a negative person who's looking for problems around me. It's just an approach to see how and where my expertise, my knowledge, anything that I've learned till now could be put into place and be used to solve problems. Trust me, it's very inspiring. Step out of the day every day to try and solve problems. Right now, I believe that we are on a collision course, much like the Titanic, from an environmental perspective, because our current needs for the environment do not go along. And as a generation of millennials, our approach is more than ever to not only save this sinking ship, but to make it steady enough and make it strong enough to go several years ahead. That's what sustainability is about, that leaving generations ahead stronger as well. Now and then, I get to connect with a lot of people, and it leaves me with a lot of ideas about how things are going on across the world, what people are doing to drive change. One thing, I had a very interesting encounter once with someone who asked me, I was sitting with them and we were discussing how we could take designing products using tires ahead, etc. It was an interesting little conversation we were having. And he asked me, so, what are you an engineer? Like, no, I'm just in school. So that's the thing with us millennials. We are so passionate about what we do. We are so passionate about the things that we like doing, things we want to solve, things we want to change, be it our personal life, be it the things that we are doing across. We are so inspired that our passion comes out with a lot of, as if we are very confident about our knowledge. And yes, we are very confident about our knowledge, which is a great factor for us and goes really well for us. be confident about your knowledge, start connecting with people. You will realize that your knowledge has immense value. Your ideas have immense value for everything that's happening around you. As I said, millennials, so all of us, most of us sitting out here have gone between the 1990s and 2000s, are millennials. And as I was discussing with you, we were born in the prime age of IT. And thinking big, thinking new is what keeps us going. You see a little problem in your classroom and you start thinking that, this could use a little change. It's in the back of your head. You want to do things differently. And this is our approach to everything in our lives. You know what? Trust me. Go out and talk about it. Go out and talk about everything you want to change. Give people constructive feedback. Tell them that this could use this solution. I feel this is possible. Because that creates a huge impact. That's a value system. Adding value is never wrong. And it's only when we step out of that little comfort zone that we have and say that, maybe I could use a little change here. Usually, people tell us millennials that, you guys don't stand a chance as a generation. You guys are just going to take this wrong. You don't know what you're going, where are you going? Trust me, guys, all of you, we do stand a chance. And the entire humanity does stand on our shoulders. At some point it will. It's because everybody would stand a chance because of us. Because we are the next generation, and it's more than ever important that we make our vessel stronger than ever, our environment, our world stronger for the next generations as well. We, in general, as I said, are great communicators, good learners, informed decision makers. It's time we start using these qualities. One thing that has been very inspiring for me is learning. I know all of you do this with social media these days. All of you, as a generation in whole, we are always stuck up on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, looking at things that are happening around the world, trying to get inspired by what people are doing, how people are making a change, or how people's lives are going. And that's actually a very good thing. We are very informed about the world. We are much better informed than people were 10 years ago or 20 years ago. We know about everything that's happening. But it's very focused, isn't it? It's about things that interest you. And keep learning about these things. Trust me, learning about these things will take you places. Your interest, your passion is valuable in every space. It doesn't matter. So people are doing wonders with social media. People are creating so much impact, connecting with so many people, hundreds and thousands of lives, giving them inspiration with social media. Social media is not bad. Keep doing whatever interests you and take it forward as your passion. Keep on learning about it. Keep on learning about new things. It'll take you places. Don't listen to all of these things about, that learning is confined to classrooms. Trust me, it's not. Learning is much more. We have to aim to be the most intelligent version of ourselves every day. And that should be our entire goal. That's it. It doesn't matter what kind of learning you're getting. If you get learning in classroom, keep that and take it forward. Take that learning forward from the classroom. Build that learning by connecting it with different things around you. Knowledge that you gain in the classroom is more better and is better equipped if you try and connect the dots in your mind. These days we talk about innovation. Innovation is not merely that, trying to build new products. Innovation is about, there's a different way in how people are looking at innovation in different parts of the world. And that is that innovation is not something that needs to come as rocket science to you, that we're going to create something completely new. Innovation is also looking at things from a different lens. Keep innovating, keep thinking new. Usually people tell you, like we were discussing, that you're too young, stay in the classroom right now, and but trust me, whatever you're supposed to do is good. You're supposed to do that, but you got to take. I have never left conventional studies in my life. I still go to college, and that's because I feel that learning in classrooms is as important. It gives you the foundation and fundamentals to take things forward. I take my classroom learning a step forward when I try using that in the practical life. That's what you guys have to do as well. Start early. All of you, none of you are too young, trust me. Start doing whatever you're passionate about, but do it side by side. It doesn't need to be your only thing. As the world is talking about, you have to do multiple things at a time. We are going way faster, and to catch up, you've got to do so many things in one go. Keep doing it. You've got a lot of time in the day, and it'll obviously take you way forward. Have faith in yourselves. Have faith in your ideas. Have faith in your vision. Don't let these thoughts be in the back of your head that, this could use a change, but might as well not talk about it. Maybe someone doesn't appreciate it. Trust me, even if they don't, it's all right. You got to talk about it. The more you talk about it, you'll realize that your faith is actually very true to your heart and is very true to things around you. Have faith in your vision. Have faith in what you want to do, what you want to change. If you think there's a problem, talk about it. Experiences, knowledge, and observations. These are the things that make us who we are. Take your knowledge very carefully. Take your observations very carefully. Keep noticing things around you. They are very important. Keep having great new experiences. Every experience reminds you, inspires you to do something new. Often we end up believing that once a plan fails for us, that's the full stop. That's the end. Obviously not, guys. Sometimes you got to realize that visions, have a set vision, know what you want to do, know how you want to, what kind of things you want to change, and even if it fails, have that kind of faith that it's just a failed plan. Plans can keep on going wrong, but your vision should always remain the same. Never underestimate the power of your vision. It'll actually change the world. Trust me, all of us have the power to change the world. With our world of so many linkages, anything that we do to change our personal space also can have an impact on everyone sitting on some other side of the world, someone sitting on the other side of our classroom, someone sitting and doing something completely different. You have no idea how you can change the world. So keep doing what you are doing and take it a step forward by believing in what's sitting in the back of your head. Believe in your vision. Believe in your power to change the world. And trust me, I know everyone out there sitting right here has the power to change the world. Just have faith. It'll take you places. Trust me. Thank you.